Good evening, viewers of Cafdil TV. Welcome to today's edition of Religious Vocation Digest. Today we are doing a vocation profile of one religious. He will introduce himself in due time. But then, let's take this commercial break and come back.
I am Scholastic Mametus Adaklumegan, Komboni missionary. I present to you the Komboni missionaries of the Heart of Jesus. We are a religious congregation founded by Saint Daniel Komboni, who founded this congregation in the year 1867. We are a congregation which is made up of priests, brothers, sisters, lay missionaries, and secular missionaries. Our charism is the contemplation on the heart of Christ, the Good Shepherd who died to save humanity. And this inspiration which our founder got inspires us to make the choices, our apostolates, to the people that God has called us to serve. Into our mission, we are into first evangelization. We go into areas where we are called to preach the gospel to the people from the very beginning. So we preach to them, we tell them about the love of God, God who loves them and is calling them to salvation. We are also into the formation of the lay people, the catechists and others. We are also into the media. We have other apostolates like the orphanages and other institutions that we run. And in the whole world, we are in 41 countries. We are in 41 countries, and also in Africa, we are in 17 countries. In Ghana, we are found into 3 dioceses. We are in Accra Archdiocese, we are in Keta Akachi Diocese, we are in Ho Diocese, and the fourth diocese is the Cape Coast Archdiocese. So if you want to know more about the Komboni missionaries here in Ghana, you can contact the vocation director on 0243 684 915. I repeat, 0243 684 915. God bless you.
Welcome back to Religious Vocation Digest here on Cafdil TV. Just as I said initially, we are doing a vocation profile on one priest, a Spiritan priest for that matter. So I'll go straight to him as he introduces himself to us, and then the discussion will continue from there. Do note that we are live on Facebook, Cafdil Cape Coast. YouTube is Cafdil EDU. Share the link with friends and family and let us know where you are watching us from. I am Sister Marian, your host. Father, you are most welcome.
Thank you, sister.
How is vocation treating you?
By God's grace.
Okay.
We are managing.
That's good.
Yes.
Kindly tell us about yourself.
My name is Reverend Father Samwine Ernest Eugene.
Okay.
I was born in Asamine, Prestia,
Okay.
where we have the Catholic Church.
Okay.
I am among a family of 4. I'm the elder of the male.
Okay.
I had my primary school at Prestia Catholic School some years back. And from there I proceeded to Nandom Secondary School. And afterwards I did private sixth form in Kumasi.
Okay.
And then I taught for 4 years in one private school, also in a suburb of Prestia at Sompa.
Okay.
Then I had the opportunity to enter the seminary.
Okay.
I joined the Spiritans 2001.
Okay.
At Bantama, I was invited to go for come and see. I joined them. But there were 7 who were invited. All of us were recommended to come for the apostolancy. We went. Just our first term, one of us couldn't make it. He was terrified by the environment and he backed out. Okay. And the 6 of us proceeded. The second semester, one of us too, due to certain documents that he brought that were not all that accurate. Okay. So he was advised to stay out. Okay. The 5 of us continued. The novitiates, one of us also fell out.
Oh. Yeah. Remaining 4 now.
Remaining 4. And
survival of the fittest.
So we proceeded to philosophy. After our philosophy, I was asked to do my propheting in Ghana, okay, while others went outside. So I was posted to Yapi in the northern region. I did 1 year. From there, I proceeded to Nigeria. Okay. Did 4 years. Somewhere in my theoretical studies, I had an illness that compelled me to come back home after theology 3. So I requested, and my formators and a superior agreed, and I came home. Okay. When I came home for 1 year, my superior added another year in his council. Okay. So I made 2 years home. Afterwards, I went back and continued. Okay. And I was ordained 2013. I was among those who were ordained in Accra during their anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And my first posting was also posted in Ghana. So I was asked to go to Nyinahini, where I worked there for 4 years.
Oh, you have a parish there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I worked with Reverend Father Kosa. So I assisted him for 4 years. From there, I was asked to go to Binchretenga in Yeni Diocese, where I worked since after this. Currently, I'm still working.
There. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you mentioned that you started schooling at Prestia, yes, and then had your secondary education in Nandom.
Yeah.
Which of these towns do you originally come from?
Nadoli.
Nadoli. Okay. Okay.
Yes, because I was born outside my native area.
Yeah.
I schooled, I was only the secondary school I had. So I couldn't really have a lot of friends, yeah, in that area. Okay. But I managed to acquire the language. Yeah. I can speak, can write, likewise fancy. Yeah.
Okay. The first person that dropped out of your group said was terrified by the environment. Can you go into details?
Yeah. Yeah. During November, December, we had a chapter. So those of us who were in postulancy were asked to go and assist the novices to clear the environment. As we went there, they brought the tools that were to use to work. When this man saw these tools that were to use, he was terrified.
Which tools?
And we had what they call langalanga in the local parlance, and some long cutlass of that. Sure.
Ah.
They were blank, but we were going to use wheat. So when he saw it, that
what has weeding got to do with priesthood?
That's it. What they mean to me, as he put it.
Okay.
So as we were going back after clearing the environment and we were going back, he made up his mind that he will not continue. Well, it was just within among ourselves, we knew. Yeah. So December when we were going home, he packed his things. And luckily enough, the Alfumator said he wanted to go and see our parents. And myself and one of our brothers, he was also coming from Dadieso Inchi. Okay. So father said he would take me to Prestia. From there he proceeded to Inchi. And this young man was also coming from Bekwai. So he said he would pick him, he gave me a lift, and so he would alight at Anyankwanta. So he joined us and got to Anyankwanta. This young man came out, picked his bag, put it behind himself. As he was going, then he started laughing, waving at us, and we also waving back. But father Unconsciously, we were also laughing, but he didn't know why we were laughing. So it was interesting. And when he went back after Christmas, they gave us a day to reporting.
Okay.
He came back. This man was not yet in. 6 o'clock, 7. We went for evening prayers. He was not there. The next day, no. So it took, Father tried calling to see why he was not on campus by then. Nobody was speaking from his family side.
Okay.
So he decided to pick an auxiliary and went to the village to make an inquiry. When he went there, this young man was inside the room, but the mother said,
he wasn't there.
Sure. And currently, he calls us and said, hey, you guys have done well. You are brave enough. But that is how he managed.
Yeah. But he's okay in life.
Yeah, he's working in the education office in Bekwai.
Okay.
But he's not found fulfillment in where he finds himself.
Okay.
Because he ended up by going through this Trinity institutions, and he did some 3 months, was passed out. So at times he called me and said, Father, I want to go and preach, but please don't give me a chance. I said, look, you have been trained as a catechist, and that is your field. Okay. So I appreciate that, and then you'll be fulfilled.
He has forgotten he once said,
no, you have forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the others who fell off, do you hear from them?
The other person, yes. One, no. Okay. The immediate person, we have not heard from him ever since. Okay. But the other person went to Kumboni and was dropped, and eventually he joined whole diocese, and he's now a Catholic priest.
Oh, okay. Okay. And which means the consecrated life wasn't for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at least we thank God that wherever they are also making it in life. Yes, that is the good thing. Growing up, what were your interests? Did you have any interest in becoming a religious, or it was when you had already grown that you conceived the idea or had the desire to join the religious life?
It was where we stayed, or where we are still staying.
Okay.
We stay just very close to the Catholic church and the mission house.
Okay.
And all the priests who passed through that parish were our friends and were still our friends.
Okay.
So, and somewhere along the line, any priest who comes around will even call me to write his trekking program for him. Okay. When after writing, I will go and give it to the drivers to send it to the various places. Mm-hmm. So we were doing things in common. Sometimes if you come and then we are even playing, you wouldn't know who is a priest unless you ask that you want to see Father, and then he will get up. Okay. Yeah. So that was how we had that interaction. So, and I got a desire. So I expressed it to one of them, who was just he was also in philosophy. Okay. He taught before going to gaining his vocation. Okay. He went to nursing teacher training and was posted to priest here. So when he came there, and he was a chorister. It was through that he got the vocation. Okay. So I used to share with him my aspirations. I wanted to work in a hospital and then be a priest. Okay. So these were my goals that I set for myself. Okay. But God be so good, or let me put it that way. After O levels, I went through common entrance, passed the nursing training, at the same time applied to the expectants. So, and later on, and I didn't pursue it due to 1 or 2 reasons. So after I did a private 6 form finish, then I came back to it.
Okay.
And I discussed with this, but then he became a priest.
Okay.
So I discussed with him and he said, well, if you still have the aspiration, why not try it? So I once again wrote a common entrance and I applied to break home nursing. And I was invited for a training, for interview. I came for the interview and those who passed the interview were asked to pay for interview fee. Yes, those who didn't pass were not asked to pay.
Okay.
So fortunately I was among those who paid. Okay. As I was going home, I was going with joy that I was already picked. Yes, unfortunately, somewhere along the line, I got a letter that we can't admit you this year due to logistics. So come next year, we will admit you. So I disclosed this to this friend of mine. I said, well, let's continue to pray since they said next year. So early January, I came back to Brekum. So I met the principal. Then I told him of why I was my mission. He said, well, but did you get any letter from us? I said, yes. So I produced a letter. This is what I got. He said, and I should wait next year. So after going through, he said, no. We gave this letter to all those who took part in the interview. However, those we picked, we sent them different letters. I said, this is the only one I got. So then, we were also waiting for you to come, but you didn't come. I said, no, this is the only letter. Oh. And that's, I said, well, that ended it. Meanwhile, this was also, let's say, somebody who could speak the local dialect from the north. Okay. Yes. And that one didn't materialize. So when I came, when I told my brother, by then a priest, I said, well, let's continue. So when I was invited for a procelency, I proceeded. Okay. Yeah. And as I was going through the training, there was no way you could do other. That was what made me not to acquire the two.
Okay. Can you share with us some of the fond memories of your formation days?
So interesting.
Information, there are a lot of stories, the good ones, the bad ones, the funny ones.
Yes, it was interesting. That was in the novitiate. I was not fan of taking care of animals. Okay. The first semester I was asked to take care of animals. Oh, wow. All the animals in the compound. So I have to feed them and do all kind of cleaning. So this particular day, we were asked to go to the Archbishop Emeritus was having some gathering. So he invited all the religious to a cathedral. Okay. So as we went, come and see people. And a poor novice, this our son master came and said, hey, move from table to table and pick all the bones for the dog. So wow. In fact, I was a bit shy. So to move from table to table was a big
I can imagine.
And be a novice, I said, well, about this, I prefer to go home.
You also said that?
Sure. Rather than to move from table to table, there's, and you used to have classes with some of the other novices and apostles.
Yes.
And for St. John's Gospel and other courses. Yeah. So, afterwards, I came back and sat with my colleagues. One of them said, from FST, you see me, this have changed. What did the man tell you? Keep quiet. Because I was still boiling. How could he tell me to move from table to table to pick bones?
You have to feed the dogs.
But I'm not feeding them without picking those bones. So that wasn't. Wow. So just as if they pour water on me, I was sweating, just sweating, profusely. So
Still contemplating how to collect those bones.
no, I was just making my mind of going home because I said I was not going to pick it. That one I made up. So this young novice from FSC, yeah, and then eventually I disclosed them. This
them what
hot brain transfer.
Master said.
Yeah. I said, no, then this will go home. No, I'll go and pick it for you.
Oh.
So this novice went and picked all those bones.
You still remember her name?
Yes. So I picked.
She's
FSC.
Yeah, her name.
Georgia.
Okay.
So she picked and brought them to. When she brought them now, the polythene got torn and then
everything fell out.
Oh my castle. So I said, what the?
It wasn't a good day.
No. So when we went to, I couldn't reconcile it. I said, this man, does it mean that he was just looking for ways and need to expel me, or what is it? Wow. And that was really my memorable bad day in my formation.
Oh.
Yeah,
and then the good ones.
The good ones. I was listen, it was just we're playing football.
Okay.
And then somebody knocked me from behind. And the way I fell, then I said, brother, you shouldn't have done this to him. He knows he is our only striker. So I felt it. This means that the team really supported me. So that was, I said, well, so I have people behind me who can support me even in my bad days and good days. And I thank God for that. Yeah. And that is one of my memorable days in just.
Yeah. That's an interesting one. Knowing that you have others at your back and co.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, let's take a short break here and then we continue later.
I am Scholastic Mametus Adaklumega, Komboni missionary. I present to you the Komboni missionaries of the Heart of Jesus. We are a religious congregation founded by Saint Daniel Komboni, who founded this congregation in the year 1867. We are a congregation which is made up of priests, brothers, sisters, lay missionaries, and secular missionaries. Our charism is the contemplation on the heart of Christ, the Good Shepherd who died to save humanity. And this inspiration which our founder got inspires us to make the choices, our apostolates, to the people that God has called us to serve. Into our mission, we are into first evangelization. We go into areas where we are called to preach the gospel to the people from the very beginning. So we preach to them, we tell them about the love of God, God who loves them and is calling them to salvation. We are also into the formation of the lay people, the catechists and others. We are also into the media. We have other apostolates like the orphanages and other institutions that we run. And in the whole world, we are in 41 countries. We are in 41 countries, and also in Africa, we are in 17 countries. In Ghana, we are found into 3 dioceses. We are in Accra Archdiocese, we are in Keta Akachi Diocese, we are in Ho Diocese, and the fourth diocese is the Cape Coast Archdiocese. So if you want to know more about the Komboni missionaries here in Ghana, you can contact the Vocation Director on 0243 684 915. I repeat, 0243 684 915. God bless you.
Thanks for sticking to Cafdil TV. To enjoy today's edition of Religious Vocation Digest, we are having a vocation profile, a one-on-one vocation story with one of us, a consecrated person. So, Father, were you born a Catholic?
Yes.
Okay, that is fortunate on your behalf. So when you expressed the desire to be a priest, there was no challenge.
No.
The family accepted it.
First, the parents, and then, as I said earlier, we had a common relationship with the priest,
Okay.
and every priest who comes there, so there wasn't any problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was you. That's so fortunate on your behalf. Yeah.
And for instance, as a northerner, it has been there would have been an obstacle.
Yeah, as a man.
Yes. However, it was different.
Okay. Probably because you were in the south.
You're perfectly right.
Yes. So what has been your challenge or some of your challenges as a priest?
Thank you. Yeah, as I was ordained, I worked for at least 4 years in the south, and then sent to the north. But my first problem is, or the challenge I face was that, as religious, we are given the free will to choose where you want to work for your first appointment as spiritual.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, on my part,
they had to choose for you.
even where I was to go for propheting, they didn't send me to where I wanted to go.
Wow.
Likewise, first appointments, I chose Croatia, Equatorial Guinea, and Gabon. They didn't give me any. They brought me to Ghana. So it was
a big blow.
A big blow, but I received it with good face. Because as I was about to leave the school after our graduation, I was asked to sew some damask for our province. Okay. During that time, I encountered one former superior of US, because I was the only deacon around. Okay. So he asked that, and when are you going for your ordination? I gave him the date. I said, where? Which province? I said, Ghana province. The best. Where are you going for your first appointment? It was to go to Ghana. I said, why? I said, what? No. Then he consoled me by saying that if after spending 6 years, you have the choice to write for reappointments for second phase. Okay. So they can change the environment for you. Okay. So that one consoled. So I didn't really have a problem. Okay. I was having in mind that at the end of 6 years, I have the chance to apply again. Okay. So that was one of the challenges I got from the initial 6 years.
Okay. So after the 6 years?
6 years, I have not applied yet.
You've not applied
yet? Applied, yes.
Okay.
And even currently, we are still dialoguing with the superior, because after spending a number of years living in the north, one of the challenges is loneliness. Loneliness.
Okay.
And then when you talk about loneliness, probably some people think the other way around. However, as religious, we are supposed to live in community. Yes, I went there alone. I lived there. They brought somebody, a student. He lived 1 year, went back to school. Then they brought a priest to live with me for 1 year, and he also left. Ever since, I've been alone.
So you were a one-man community.
And so, I really stretched myself in exercising my duties as a priest.
Is it that you don't have other conference to join you, or
like in Yeni diocese?
Nobody wants to.
In the first place, Yeni diocese, we have only one place, one mission. Okay. In Yeni diocese, and we also have one mission in Fumbisi, that's in Upper East. Then we have another mission in Wa. So if you so the proximity, we are not close.
Okay.
There's no way we can meet. Even had it been that we have mission Tamale, fine, but we have nothing else. So it makes it difficult. Even you don't have somebody you can share your up and downs with, or even the apostolate. So you do it all in all. At times, in our current say, and the one leading the path doesn't know that behind him or he or she is crooked. You need somebody to direct them. Yeah. In the case that you're alone, you do everything by yourself. So at times, you can make mistakes that in real sense, you couldn't have done that.
Yes. Yeah. But then there is nobody.
Nobody. So one is loneliness, which is really a problem. Okay. It's a challenge. And we also have like transport. Okay, going on mission and trekking is also another problem we have there. During rainy season, I use canoe to cross before I can reach 4 of my outstations. Like I had, that was 2028, 2022.
Okay.
I was to go to one of the that end. I didn't know that the water was full. I got there, the water was full, and then there was this canoe on it. There was nobody to cross me. And I used to go with one young man. Okay. So we asked somebody, and the person directed that we can go and pass through other end. There it's a bit shallow, so we could cross. Got there, sister. The water was very, very swift. I said, wow, how do we cross? You have to remove my castle, put in a bag, fold everything, remove my t-shirt, my trousers, only left with box. And I had to cross. And when I crossed, and the young man also crossed, we went and met the people sitting in the classroom waiting for us. When I saw those people waiting, all the stress I went through vanished. So look, people are yearning for the word of God everywhere.
Exactly. So that sacrifice was worth it.
Yeah. So we have this challenge of as you are going, you have nobody even taking care of you. Yeah. So you have to work extra, 3 months early before you go. So this challenge is also there. And then in our life too, at times, the challenge I have is people don't really, we don't have, sincerity is no more in the system as it used to be.
Okay.
Because at times, when you want to be sincere, they see you to be somebody who just, as if you have all in all. Or you don't know what...
You know everything.
Or you don't know what to do with other things. Probably, let me just, for instance, in a place there, I can get maybe 2 bags of yam. My collection, as I went there the first time, was 21 cedis. And that's what I will live on, so the following week.
Wow.
However, when I get some yams, I try to share with conference. But at times, they think that probably
you have more.
I have enough. But no, out of charity, I will share. Try to share with people what we have. There was a day one of my cook was traveling to Kumasi. So I asked her to go with some food stuff to one of our conference down. And then this person called back to say thank you. And so my brother, you don't need to thank me. If I'm able to share what I have with you, what are you conference for? This my brother took an offense.
Took an offense?
I tell you. These things, I didn't add, I didn't subtract. But this, I'm being sincere with you that what I have to share with you. I don't really know why he was. That is, you get it? So tomorrow, if I have, you are telling me I shouldn't share.
Exactly.
And then trust is not. At times we have maybe I'll tell you something before you know now. Other person even know what is happening in our community. However, maybe if I'm in the community, I don't even know. So in religious, we have challenges of
Now
this.
it's something common. That something will be happening around you, and then those outside the community will even get the information before you do.
Certainly.
Yes.
Yes. With all this, and most of the time, so, and this issue of people are not ready to listen to people
Others.
when they come from mission with issues. But the moment you come with issues, they just condemn you without listening to you. You know, when we listen to somebody, you give the person healing and confidence to rejuvenate or energize himself and him or herself and go taking another appointment. But if you just condemn the person, always you make the person to begin to develop the spirit of inferiority complex.
Yeah.
So, but we have to learn to always listen to. Even whether somebody encounters problem or not, we have to give a listening ear to one another. Because if you don't listen to me, I'll go outside to look for somebody to listen to me. But so before you know now, something else will happen. And the same people begin to complain. So we are our own enemies as religious. Yeah. These are the few. If you want to talk more, you will talk.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
We'll talk till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are some of your happiest moments as a priest? I know this issue of having to take off everything to use the river, and then you got there and then the members were ready for you. I know that filled your heart with so much joy. What other experiences can you share?
Yeah, and I love trekking.
Okay.
And if my people also, and the environment I find myself, and they are different people altogether. As I said, I used to prepare trekking program for
Your
my parish priest and our sister doing this. So and some used to go 3 classes per day or what have you. So and I was carried away and I have that kind of interest.
Yes.
So and where I went to asylum, I can't say mass at the center and stop 18 stations and sit and leave the other stations. Who is going to minister to them?
Wow.
So I have to double up. So the day I'm tired, I only do 2 and relax. And when I'm not tired, I do 3. That's constant. And the people wish that, according to them, when it was an outstation they created as a retreat and eventually became a parish. So they were used to the outstation mentality. In those days, priests would come, say mass with them, then sit with them, they will power yam fufu, they will eat and drink pito. In which I was not also trained like that. So I said, no, to come and sleep here while others are there.
Yeah,
No, I can't do that. So they ended up by even reporting me to the bishop. When they reported the bishop said, so when I went, the bishop said, if this, they came and say, then you do 3 masses a day. And I love you open up. That in there is.
Yeah.
So my joy is, now that I'm strong, I have to work.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's my joy. Yeah. I derive joy in working. Yeah. And besides that also, in my leisure time during rainy season, I do a lot of farming to support myself because the mission there is really a demanding mission.
Yeah. So as a lone ranger, what is your daily routine like?
Well, After and most Monday, I celebrate mass for one religious community. There we incorporate with this divine office.
Okay.
So and for those 2 days, I have companions. But the other day, I do it alone. So at times I will do the mass when I finish. Then I have the divine office. Yeah. And then we establish a school there. So we try to also manage it alongside.
Your mission is a very difficult one.
Indeed, sister.
Has that made you regret becoming a priest?
For me, it's interesting and I love it because I said it was divinely planned.
Okay.
In the sense that, as I told you earlier, during prophecy I was asked to go to Yapi. Yapi was very dry. And I stayed with a missionary from Sierra Leone. So when I met him, we had a roof, a chapel, went off. So I said, Father, how can we do now we are using the parish hall for mass. Let's say tomorrow, if that one is rain off, where do we go? So for me, let us do something about this one. And he said, you know, I'm a foreigner, I don't know what to do. And so, I can help you. If you only give me the support. Let us do harvest. And I would let's print envelopes. I'll go down to Kumasi and then the western region. And sort of farm. Bring it and then we used to buy the roofing sheet and emboss and do. And he agreed. And luckily enough, one man went on retirement and he received his benefits. So he gave us 2 hands. Don't just handle to this. Don't 1 million. Like, you know. So he gave it to me by then. So we used those ones for to print the envelopes and what have you. And I used part for the Trinity to Kumasi and priest here. Okay. So we used afterwards, we got enough. I said, my brother, let us go, and then we did the harvest like this Sunday. Tuesday was the end of my apostolic day. So I was to go on Tuesday. This man, let us go and buy the materials. This man said, no, let us put the money in bank. I said, my brother, in whose account? And I was not all that coward in surgery, so I used to just talk my mind. I will not just. So I asked them, in whose account? Because the church had no account by then. They said, well, then you have to call a meeting with the church executives. So we called them, they all came, we sat down. They said, well, today is Sunday. Monday, let's go to Tamale, buy the roofing sheet and then nail some other view. Okay. So they went in, bought them. Tuesday, I've left. So I came back, and after going through my formation, then eventually I've been asked to go back to this place. So I used the Yape as and it was a preparatory ground for me for this mission. Yeah, so really I'm not regretting on being there. However, you know, God's children are there. And they need somebody to minister to them. And I'm also somebody. Yes. Therefore, me going there is not like, for me, I don't see it to be a punishment. Probably, in the minds of the formators and the superiors, they may. But for me, I don't have it. And I still feel happy working there. Only that recently they said they wanted to transfer me to somewhere. And I said, well, Father, since I've been there for a long time, I need a break. I need to go for sabbatical so that I can take any appointment. And he said, no, we want to, you should have written to us 2 years before. So I told my father, but you didn't indicate it early. Yeah. So what do you do? Then, if that's okay, then if I go to the new mission, 2 years I leave. He said, no, the bishop will not agree. The bishop will not be happy with us. So if you go there for 2 years, you can't leave. I said, well, if that's the case, let me stay here. For 2 years, afterwards, I leave. And that's where he said he will meet with council and get back to me. Yeah. So besides that, I'm not regretting. I'm ever happy.
You feel fulfilled?
I feel fulfilled. I don't have any problem.
Okay. So how would you convince any young man, from your experience, who is considering religious life?
The religious life is interesting. You enter religious life, enter with tabula rasa. Don't go in with a preconceived idea that this is what I want to achieve, this is what I want to achieve. No.
Lest you be disappointed.
God has his own agenda. So when he calls you, you don't need to bring in your own agenda. You allow the agenda of God to perceive your own agenda. If you want your own agenda to perceive God's own, you will crash.
Yeah.
And you will not be a happy person. So if I advise anybody, I tell them, look, feel free. God knows why he is calling you, and he knows where he will put you, and you feel for. So,
your parting words to my cherished viewers.
Well, as Catholics and missionaries, we abandon everything to support, to dedicate our life for the mission of Christ. And then various congregations have various apostles, and these apostles have difficult challenges. And if you leave the religious alone, they cannot. And then some will even regret of find themselves in mission or in a congregation. So we still need your support as religious. Don't leave us behind. We need your support. So whenever religious call on you or knock at your door, please kindly open your door to them, and then you'll be a fulfilled and a happy person.
Thank you very much, Father Eugene.
Thank you, sister. I'm very grateful.
Your experience shared will be a source of encouragement to many young men and women who are already in the religious life and find themselves in similar situations. We are grateful that you came to share with us.
Thank you. I'm
It
also
is our
grateful.
prayer that God will continue to strengthen you in this ministry. Because just as you said, no matter how place or far the places, God's people are there. Therefore, somebody must go and minister to them. Thank you once again, Father.
I'm very grateful.
And thank you, viewers of Cafdil TV. Thank you for joining us this evening for this conversation. I know that whether you are in the religious life or married life, you have found some comforting words from what Father has shared with us this evening. It is our prayer that whatever situations we may find ourselves, God's strength may be with us, just as a Father has been given or received from God, so that we can also use our own situations as a source of encouragement for others. This has been Religious Vocation Digest. We were live on Facebook, Cafdil Cape Coast, YouTube, Cafdil EDU. Share the link with friends and family, and let's have your comments at the comment section, most especially where you watched us from. Have a good evening.